Hey everybody, Jennifer Louden, jenniferlouden.com. I wanted to give you 10 sentences today to help you gain clarity. But to do this, the only way it'll work is if you get something to write with and you're willing to do the writing, and which means hitting pause on the video halfway through. So if you don't have time to do that, or you're not in a place you can do it, just go away from the video right now, because otherwise it ain't going to work. It's a surprise kind of two-parter thing. So these 10 sentences are going to give you clarity about a project, something you care about, what you want to move forward on in an area or two of your life. But why would you want to gain clarity? Like, clarity schmarity. I just want to do everything. I don't want to choose. Well, here's what I think about that. I think when we hide from choosing and clarity, we're hiding from being human. And we're hiding from the truth that our life is limited. And our energy and our days on this earth, our minutes alive, are tick-ticking by. And when we don't want to face that and embrace that, even if it makes my heart beat fast to say it, if we don't want to say, this is actually what I want to struggle with and bring into being and learn from and grow from, we're not actually saying yes to life. We're not actually saying yes to being human. And it doesn't mean we can't sequence things. It doesn't mean that finishing something the way our teacher said it in 7th grade is what I'm about or talking about at all. Don't hear that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you're human, and clarity and containment and moving forward with what you care about in the world, whether that's a book project or a business or getting healthy, is only going to happen with some containment of this. This is what I want. This is what it's going to look like. And this exercise may give you some new perspective, may startle you, and maybe even surprise you. So again, it's only going to work if you have something to write with, even a couple scrap pieces of paper. You don't have to have your fancy journal if you're listening to this in a coffee shop someplace. Ready? Got your writing materials? The first part of this exercise is to reframe the toxic word they. Do you know what I mean? They, what they say, what they think. Sometimes it's just a social construct that we use in conversation, right? Oh, well, you know, I've really heard that they think that, or, oh, that's, oh yeah, everybody says that, or, you know, some version of this sort of faceless they. And that could be very oppressive, or it can be a sense of they of your societal or religious or family background that's just kind of hanging out there, you know, feeding your inner critic. Or it can be a very specific they, that editor that refused you, or that troll on social media, or, you know, an ex-husband or wife who was crappy and said mean things about your writing. And they can really be there in the unconscious and kind of feeding the inner critic and keeping this sense of wanting to hide and not being worthy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn that around by choosing a they that we love and revere for this project. This 10-sentence exercise we're about to do. So that could be a beloved teacher or mentor who, yes, was or is wiser than you, who knew more than you. You don't want to impress them. You want to stretch towards their light, towards their level of knowledge, mastery. It could be your future self. Not your future self in some idealized sense of she's got it all figured out, but your future self is, yeah, a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 weeks from now, you've had some more life experience. I want to stretch towards that future that's fuller and brighter and more whole. Maybe it's readers. If you're writing something for others, a group of readers that you would really like to influence, change, help, or some other population of customers or clients. So take a moment right now. First thing that comes up for you as a they that you would like to stretch towards, that you would like to change, you'd like to serve, you'd like to rise to the level of. Any version of that. Write it down. Write down your they. Now, this they, this they suggests an area of your life that you want clarity around. So this they, if it's a beloved teacher, what were they teaching you? What was the aspect of their life or their learning that has stayed with you or is impressing you? If it's a group of readers or clients or customers, that suggests a project or an area for your energy. If it's your future self, it might be a more general trend or focus for this exercise, and that's fine too. But if you say, oh yes, this they of menopausal women, I'm thinking of a student who's been working on a book, that suggests this project that I'm working on a book. So if there's something that they suggest, jot that down in a few words. A particular book, a new service or a class for your business, a kind of behavioral change or choices in your life. Yeah, actually write it down. Don't just keep it in your head. It's not going to work if you don't write it down. Okay, now we're going to go to the first 10-sentence exercise. I'm going to give you a prompt. I want you to do this fast. You don't have to hurry, but no editing, no thinking. Feel free to write blah, blah, blah if you get stuck. Feel free to write something that surprises you, that startles you, that feels impossible or silly, all right? So keeping your they that you've declared and your possible project focus in mind, I want you to write 10 sentences of the story that they would tell about you or your project, your area of focus today, based on what you're doing, what you're offering, how you're showing up in the world. It can be a list of 10 sentences, or it can be one after another. Use the word story. Keep it in the back of your mind lightly. Hit pause. Write those 10 sentences. Don't think too much. Go. I'll be right here. Go. Okay, great, great. Let me give you the second part of the exercise. I want you to go to it right now. Don't go away. We need the two connected. For the next one, with the same they and the same possible project or focus in mind, I want you to write the 10-sentence story, or the list of 10 sentences, that they will tell about you, the way you desire, the way you wish, with what you want to create in the near future. What do you wish your they would tell about this project or area of focus? Let yourself dream, let yourself write fast. Go for 10, you can go for a couple more if you want, but no less than 10. Go. Okay, right on. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Now you may be like, okay, I didn't get any clarity from that. Possible. Could have just been a waste of 5 minutes of your life. Oh well. But you might need to unpack it a little bit. A couple ways to unpack it is to look at these two lists of questions and read them back and forth next to each other just a couple of times quickly. And look for any gaps that jump out at you. Anything that, oh yeah, if I did X, that would fill in that gap. Or if I did X, they would be more likely to be able to have this experience or tell this story about me. And then translate that to a new piece of paper, but make sure you translate it as my beloved simple steps. What's a simple step? You can do it all at once. A simple step is not a project. Write a book is a project. Way too big and overwhelming. You need to break it down to a simple step of read 3 pages of the prologue of that book that I'm thinking I could model my book after, and write down 10 things that are in that prologue that speak to me or that help me understand how a prologue works. That's a simple step. Write a blog post. It might be a simple step for you, but it might be cluster or mind map a blog post. Come up with 20 ideas and pick one that I really feel I'm ready to write today. And then the third step might be write a rough draft in 15 minutes as fast as I can. Right? See how you're breaking it down, much less overwhelming. So look at the gap, or look at what's suggested in the second story, and generate 10, it's the magic number today, 10 simple steps that you could take in the next 7, a new number, days. If you're not willing to do that, then this may not be the clarity, the story, or the desire that you really want to take action on, and that in itself can help you gain clarity. The last thing you might want to think about doing from this exercise, unless something, of course, on your own suggests itself, in which case, go do that, is a this, not that map. You draw a line down the middle of a clean piece of paper and a line across the top. Write this on this side of that line and not that. And then what is this that you want to create? What is this that emerged from that second 10-sentence story? And encapsulate it in the barest words or phrases, like it's distilled essence. What is it that has emerged for you? And some more clarity and some wrestling it'll take. Do not write sentences. And then what is it not? And that might be suggested from the first 10-sentence exercise, or from something that's in the gap. Something that you're willing to let go of, a voice that this project is not in, someone who doesn't serve, and then post that, take that. I always usually have a couple of those up on my bulletin board right over there, where you can see it, glance at it often to help you reinforce your clarity and what simple steps you might need to take today to move forward on this desire that you care about. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for playing with me. Thanks for being in my world.